always have a mental reverse clause. Indeed, no one can thwart the purposes of your mind, for they can't be touched by fire, steel, tyranny, slander, or anything. Obstacles are a part of life. Things happen, stuff gets in our way, situations go awry. But nothing can stop the Stoic mind when it's operating properly, because in every course of action, it has retained a reverse clause. What's that? It's a backup option. If a friend betrays us, our reverse clause is to learn from how this happened and how to forgive this person's mistake. If we're thrown in prison, our reverse clause is that we can refuse to be broken by this change of events and try to be of service to our fellow prisoners. When a technical glitch erases our work, our reverse clause is that we can start fresh and do it better this time. Our progress can be impeded or disrupted, but the mind can always be changed. It retains the power to redirect the path. Part of this is remembering the usual course of things. Murphy's Law states that if anything can go wrong, it will. So we keep this reverse clause handy, because we know we're probably going to have to use it. No one can thwart that. Plato's view. How beautifully Plato put it. Whenever you want to talk about people, it's best to take a bird's eye view and see everything all at once. Of gatherings, armies, farms, weddings and divorces, births and deaths, noisy courtrooms or silent spaces, every foreign people, holidays, memorials, markets, all blended together and arranged in a pairing of opposites. There is a beautiful dialogue called Icaromenippus, an aerial expedition by the poet Lucian, in which the narrator is given the ability to fly and sees the world from above. Turning his eyes earthward, he sees how comically small even the richest people, the biggest estates, and entire empires look from above. All their battles and concerns were made petty in perspective. In ancient times, this exercise was only theoretical. The highest anyone could get was the top of a mountain or a building a few stories tall. But as technology has progressed, humans have been able to actually take that bird's eye view and greater. Edgar Mitchell, an astronaut, was one of the first people to see the Earth from outer space. As he later recounted, in outer space you develop an instant global consciousness, a people orientation, an intense dissatisfaction with the state of the world, and a compulsion to do something about it. From out there on the moon, international politics looks so petty. You want to grab a politician by the scruff of the neck and drag him 250,000 miles out and say, "Look at that, you son of a bitch." Many a problem can be solved with the perspective of Plato's view. Use it. It is well to be flexible. He can't serve in the military? Let him seek public office. Must he live in the private sector? Let him be a spokesperson. Is he condemned to silence? Let him aid his fellow citizens by silent public witness. Is it dangerous to enter the forum? Let him display himself in private homes, at public events and gatherings, as a good associate, faithful friend, and moderate tablemate. Has he lost the duties of a citizen? Let him exercise those of a human being. Shortly before his death, as victory in the Civil War was finally within his grasp, Lincoln told a story to an audience of generals and admirals about a man who had approached him for a high-ranking government appointment. First, the man asked if he might be made a foreign minister. Upon being turned down, the man asked for a more modest position. Upon being turned down again, he asked for a job as a low-level customs officer. Finding he could not get even that, he finally just asked Lincoln for an old pair of trousers. Lincoln laughed as he concluded the story. It is well to be humble. This story embodies the flexibility and determination of Stoicism. If we can't do this, then perhaps we can try that. And if we can't do that, then perhaps we can try some other thing. And if that thing is impossible, there is always another. Even if that final thing is just being a good human being, we always have some opportunity to practice our philosophy, to make some contribution. Conclusion. In each of these teachings, we see that Stoicism equips us with the mindset to handle any obstacle, not by fighting against reality, but by adapting to it. With a mental reverse clause, we prepare ourselves to face life's setbacks with resilience, always finding a path forward. Through Plato's view, we're reminded to step back and see the bigger picture, gaining perspective on our worries. And, as the Stoics teach, we remain flexible. If one path is blocked, we can always find another way to live with purpose and dignity. In the end, Stoicism isn't about avoiding problems, but about becoming stronger, wiser, and more adaptable because of them. By embracing these tools, we can approach life with the strength of a true Stoic, ready to solve problems with calm, flexibility, and perspective.